Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Zen Tangle Teacher, and this is lesson 4 of 6 in our Labyrinth Tangle lesson. And so I'm going to rotate. These are the ones we've done, 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to rotate this around so I can work here because I'm just working around the labyrinth. I kind of like that. And we are using Fragments out of the Primer Volume 1 book. And this first fragment that we're going to use is P3. And it's a beautiful little fragment, and you just wouldn't think of it, I don't know, I normally wouldn't think of it as, so I'm just going to section it off in to fragment pieces, into little squares. And I believe that I want, oh, I don't know, we'll do that many. I think that's a good amount to do. Boy, you can barely see that. I drew really light, but that's okay. This is kind of as a border kind of tangle. So we're going to start out, and I'm going to put a kind of a teardrop looking and one on each side. And I guess it's time to come in a little bit so you can see it. Okay, I'll try not to get my hair and my head in. I've adjusted the camera angle, so hopefully I won't have my hair and head in this. And I'm going to go ahead and do this portion of my fragment on all of them. Sometimes I feel that helps me to relax when I do when I repeat all the fragments together. And then the fragment has a arch up over the top. So I put that arch up over the top of each one. Now I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to echo it. So I kind of echoed that space. And now we're going to come in and I'm going to color in the background. Okay, now we have that background colored. And I can see some like spots that aren't colored in. I'll go back and fill those in. And I'm just going to take my pen and I'm going to give it a little dot here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take my jelly roll and give it a little bit of a, just another dot along there. Now I'll come back and put a little dot in this area. And when this dries a little bit, I'll be able to come in and add some shading to that. So, but we're going to let that dry and we're going to move on to our next tangle, which is fragment V4, and it's a great log cabin looking tangle. And I'm going to take it up and around the corner here. So again, we're going to section this off. So I sectioned that part off so I have some place to work. And we're going to start with two lines. And I'm going to do this first block completely, and then I'll work on the rest. And then we're going to holly bar underneath. And then I'm just going to come back and I'm going to what I call a little log cabin. So I want to come from this direction, and I'm just going to alternate and do my little log cabin. I was a quilter, well, I still am a quilter, and so some of those quilting terms just kind of work your way right into Zentangle. And then we're just going to repeat that in all of those spaces. And you want to try to keep your lines the same distance apart. That equal distance helps. And there we have that section. And as soon as I do the next two, we'll come back and we'll add some shading. So our next fragment that we're going to use is F6. And this is such a unique fragment. I'm just going to bring in and show you. This is F6. And when I did it, I didn't really like, no, that one, I love this one. I was going to say I didn't like how it turned out, but I've got one that I didn't like how it turned out, but there's no mistake in Zentangle, so we just keep going. But I liked how this one, and again, I am going to just section this off so I have some sections, and I think I'm going to go ahead. I like this one. I'm going to go ahead and do it in all of those. And then we're going to come in, we're going to bow out. And I'm going to do one, and then I will come back, and then I'm going to do, I should say, I'm going to do one completely, and then I'm going to do all of those in the steps. So then we come, I'm going to draw down to this corner, but I'm going to come from the center of here and down. And then we're going to use that same log cabin effect where it just kind of goes back and forth. And then in these spaces, my beloved circles. And all my class would know I love, 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 love circles. So we're going to, now I'm going to go ahead and do all of those bowed out areas. And now I'll come back in and do my other parts. So I'm going to kind of do this so that they meet right here. Oh, did you see that little no mistake in Zentangle? We're just going to work through that one. See how I worked through that? If you weren't really watching, you probably didn't see the little mistake. Start from the center of this little boat out and come down. So I'm going to come from the center of here down to this point, from the center of here down to this point. And then they just kind of work themselves. But you can see how, well, maybe you couldn't. We'll do one more. I'm having a rough time staying on camera, keeping my head out from under the camera. I'll probably edit that mistake or that filming faux pas out of that. Okay, I'm going to come back and I'm going to add some white into this one. So I'm going to take my 08 Jelly Roll and I'm going to just fill in random circles. I don't want them all to be white, but just random, you know, just a few here and there. And I love how that just pops that. Okay, I'm going to rotate this back around so we're oriented correctly. Oh, and we're going to draw our little lines that help us follow. My little white. So I know where my labyrinth path is. So there we have, we just did P3, V4, and F6, and now E1. That's the one that I kind of went like, okay, that is crazy. So I didn't like how it turned out, so I did a little transcending over the top of it. So let's go ahead and I'm going to, again, I'm going to, maybe that was because it was in kind of a weird corner and I should have done something different. Oh. Love it when you have the wrong pen in your hand. We'll just go over that. We are going to, and I'm going to just extend this tangle out a little so that I have it in the corner there. And now I'm going to section this off. So again, I have 5 little squares that I can work this tangle. This will probably be much better because I have it in a square. And now I'm going to and this is what happened before. I didn't like what it did. And so but I just went ahead and did it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it again. We kind of do another square in here. So we kind of get this triangular shape in here. So this was the shape, and I looked at it and I thought, I'm not sure I really like what's happened here. So I decided, well, I will fill in this outside with, I'll just color this part in. Usually for me, if all else fails, just, you know, color the thing in. Fill in that background. I should show you this tangle. Okay, this is E1 right here. That's the fragment I was using. And I still, even after filling in this background, I wasn't sure I liked the tangle. But it was a little bit better than it was when I first did it. I thought, oh, that's a little better. The background looks a little scratchy, and I could see my pen strokes. So I thought, what can I do with this? So I thought, well, I'll just put some lines in the side of these diamonds. And I still didn't like it. So I took my 05 pen, my white Jelly Roll 05, and I transcended it with orbs. Now remember, this is, I'm going to get my a little bit wider pen. That's the track on for the Labyrinth, so I want that to, so we know we come around the corner this way. And so now we have a transcending, and I liked it better. So there we have today's lesson. We have fragment P3, V4, F6, and E1. And let's give them a little bit of shading so that they look shaded. So I'm just going to come along here, and I'm going to put a little graphite in the bottom and blend those out. And then I'm going to take my white chalk and I just want to remind you that you can clean those shading stumps with an emery board. And so and then I'm going to soften that white. Soften that white on there. And I'm going to go ahead and shade this on all four sides, just on that outside edge. And this one, I think I'm going to use a little and soften that up. And again, with my transcending one, I'm going to highlight it and soften. So it just has its and there we have lesson 4 of 6. We have 2 more lessons to go, so stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy. And just remember that all the templates available at my website and all the supplies, and that helps support this channel. Thanks again and have a great day.